Hi, guys. It's Louis again. And today we have a very, very good show for you. We're going to talk about gray aliens and updates since our last show. And we're also going to continue with the contractor group, the time travel group that I'm in. And we also have my co host here. Morgan, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Welcome, everyone. You're really going to enjoy this one. It's great.
Yeah, this one is really good. We took some time off to gather this information for you guys. So it's mainly about the gray aliens, but we're also going to talk about some inner connections with these gray aliens. There's also other shocking information about them. And also, we're also going to talk about how our race is actually not from here too. So so let's get at it. Morgan, go ahead and give us the questions. You gave these questions to me to give to TJ, but actually TJ gave these questions to the pre-creator Louis, which is me in the far future when I become like this, creator being. But we also gave some questions to the contractor number 10 because guess what? The pre-creator won't answer some of the questions we gave him. So go ahead, Morgan, give us the first questions that was given to the pre-creator.
Sure, the first question is who created the Greys?
Okay, so you wanted to know who created the grace, and what we got from the pre-creator was he said it was God or the Divine Father,
That's
which
really
is
surprising.
yeah, that was really, really surprising. I would have thought that maybe it was created by another, creator God.
Creator God? Yeah.
Yeah, so that is kind of shocking, right? That it is our own divine Father that put these beings, here in our universe. And what about the next
Second
question?
question?
Yeah.
Yeah, the second question is what planet and solar system are the Greys from?
Yeah, we actually gave that question to the pre-creator, but he wouldn't tell us. He said it's a secret. So what I did, as you know, there's actually this clone of me, and he's actually the contractor number 10, and he was actually sent into the contractor group, which is this time travel company that patrols the timeline. And he is actually cloning me because what had happened was that there will be some paradoxes that will be happening, and because I was actually killed in the
Wow.
past. Yeah, I was actually killed. From what
Sorry.
I know, yeah, so they had to send a clone of me to prevent it. So it's really kind of shocking stuff. So we gave that question to him, what planet in the solar system are the grays from? And he told us is Zeti Reticuli.
Yeah, Zeta Reticuli, yeah.
And
What's really strange is that
yeah.
in an alien abduction, one of the people said that was what the Greys told them they were from, and that's crazy. That's before I asked this question. I think it happened in the
Yeah.
50s, so that's really bizarre.
Well, so that means that, you know, we're kind of backing that up. Then
Yeah,
that is a true or like a fact, right?
yeah.
So and
Next question
yeah,
is why are the Greys so intelligent?
that was given to the pre-creator Louis, and he told us it was because they are one of the oldest species.
Wow, that makes sense then.
Well, yeah, it kind of makes sense, but you kind of wonder like why are they so smart? Well, it would make sense that they have evolved over time, and if you
Yeah,
evolve over time, so will your technology, your knowledge, your experience, right? So that made sense to me, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's continue. What was the fourth
The
question?
next one is why do the Greys not have a soul?
Oh, that's very good question. How did you come up with these questions, Morgan? That was very good. That was very
It's because I don't know, sometimes I have a good memory for some things and a bad memory for other things, but I actually did a lot of research when I joined the forum and I was getting chakra removal and a lot of them read stuff in the Greys, but also I remember an old reading saying that the Greys didn't have a soul and that's why they were trying to do the hybrid stuff
yes,
because they were trying
yes,
to get the human soul and
yes.
they've missed their soul, but also because I read the Timekeeper clone novel that had a lot of the Greys in it. Actually, that was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my novels, believe it or not. when I'm in the future, I have all those, I guess, missions and
Okay.
and experiences. And then what happened was TJ actually transcribed that
Yeah.
from my future self. So ain't that like the weirdest thing? But people don't understand things like that happen to me like all the time. Like TJ would say,
Yeah.
"Hey, there's something happening to you," or "Hey, there's somebody want to talk to you from the future." Happens to
Yeah.
me all the time. People think, no such thing." I make nothing up. Like people think
Yeah.
that I make nothing up. So why do the Grace not have a soul? So the pre-creator Louis told us it was cloning does that.
Oh wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know cloning did that.
Yeah, I think it's because over time, when you
Yeah.
just,
They're not red souls.
well, when you don't birth, because I think birthing, you basically, combine, like you merge, like the soul substances, right?
Yeah.
But when you do it this, when you clone it, it dilutes it. It's eventually there's like nothing left. There's no soul. People say, "Oh,
Oh, okay.
this guy's soulless," right? Yeah, well, cloning does that. You know what I mean? So I think that's why they are here to do the hybrid thing because we have a soul, right? And we're
Yeah.
pretty strong physically too, right? And they're kind of scrawny,
Yeah.
skinny,
We
short little guys. They
very
want to
brainy,
have
but yeah.
some physicality too. So I think that too kind of makes the soul bigger. Like if you're a small guy, you're gonna have a smaller soul, right? Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think hybriding with the humans is actually pretty clever that they
Yeah.
even thought of that. So
The next question is,
yeah.
what planet and solar system are the reptilians from?
Yes, so that question again was given to the pre-creator and he gave us it was the Alpha Draconis star
Draconis.
system. Yeah, so I think that's a real star system like if you do your search in Google.
Yeah,
So
and it's Draconis. That makes sense. It sounds quite reptilian.
reptilian actually sounds like
So scary.
yeah, it's kind of scary. So,
The next
question number
question,
6. Yeah, what is that?
yeah, is how common are UFO abductions?
Yes, so that question was also given to the pre-creator Louis, and he said it was rare.
That makes sense.
So I
It do-
think it's rare because the next question actually answers why it's rare.
yeah.
And so, what is the next question
The
number
next
7?
question
Yeah.
is, why do aliens abduct humans?
Okay, that was a very good question. Again, Morgan, wow, very good. So basically, what the pre-creator Louis said was steady all hybrids. So
Yeah.
if you're like hybrid, then it's interesting because I guess they want to see how you make out, right?
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like do you survive? Are you still able to procreate even though you're hybrid? That's important too, right? Like if you can't
Yeah,
procreate, you're gonna end up cloning again. Well, I think they don't
you
want that,
lose the
right?
soul. Yeah, they
Yeah,
already lost it.
yeah. They really lost their soul, so that's a good way
It's
to.
really sad.
Well, yeah, that's kind of sad. You would think, oh, soul's not important, right? People these days, what with all these crazy things happening, who believe there's a soul, actually, right? But
Yeah,
hey, I've been doing readings for so long, and you know how I came up with that chart with the different soul colors, right?
yeah,
Was
yeah.
when I first started doing this, when I started doing like the chakra removals, right? I had TJ help, and then he was able to like see my soul color, right? And then all of a sudden he would see that there were changes after my chakras was taken out, right? So that's how things happen. Like, how would he even know that you like when you're evolving, when you're sending that your soul color would change, right? So basically, in the beginning when you had chakras, right? And we started doing readings then on the people's chakras before the chakra removal and after, right? And I would say 99% of the people that, pre-chakra removal, we did the reading, they had white soul. The color of the soul was white.
Oh,
And after the chakra removal, we found out that it would change color, right? It would go up a level
mhm.
or go up 2 levels, right? And so I started like mapping it out, collecting the data. And then I found out and also asking the elders what was the highest color of ascended being, and they would say it was a red soul, right?
Yeah,
So I was like, not really sure about red, right? Like why would be red, right? But after doing chakra removals for the last 10 years, yeah, the highest level would be red, and maybe even bright red or shimmering red, which is my case now. Like my soul just like
Yeah,
really, really bright. So, and
because
I think
red kind of means love.
that eventually all of us in the group is going to be at that high level, you
Yeah,
know, bright red, shimmering red color, because we've been doing so much energy work lately. Oh my gosh.
yeah, me too.
So yeah, you have. So let's continue.
Okay.
So the next question 8 was, how do aliens do the space travel without having to travel for millions of years across the space, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you again, how did you come up with that question? That's why I read that question.
I remember doing physics and learning that light can travel, like take 9 years to get from one planet to another, for example. And I thought, well, light
Yeah.
can only travel that fast because it doesn't have mass, it's just pure energy. But then I thought, how can the aliens travel here without having to, travel that long, like millions of years,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how far away the different
Mm-hmm.
planets are. And I thought it would be through vortexes, but
Well, well, well,
Einstein said it was possible, I think.
Well, other people would probably think it's like advanced technology, right? Like maybe with some sort of advanced alien starcraft or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Because of
but
the space movies.
yeah, so what the pre-creator said was through vortexes, so that makes sense, because then everybody would have to have the advanced technology, but no, I guess they found a shortcut, right, through
Yeah,
natural vortexes,
just moving through
through
space.
space. Yeah, very interesting. So very good question. And what was question number 9, Morgan?
Nine was are most alien civilizations capitalist and use money as a medium of exchange? And I was because I'm interested in economics, I wanted to know this question.
Yeah, and guess what? That was answered by the pre-creator. He said yes by 100%. So basically, they still run things through the capitalism, and
Hmm.
so money is. I don't think it's actually using money. I think it's other like some sort of digital currency
Not
or
necessarily paper, but money can be anything. Like even some civilizations use different fruits for money and things like that, So it can be some digital too.
yeah. That's really good question. But the next one is really really shocking. Is
Yeah.
that one shocked me,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to shock quite a lot of people. So go ahead, and what is question number 10
It was
that you
which
had?
alien species were created by God?
Okay, so these are just the major ones. Okay, so this is what the pre-creator gave us. He said the Nordics, the Anunnaki, and the Pleiadians.
Hmm.
So
They're the really famous ones that we know of.
yeah, I think what he means by created by God is he also created them body wise, soul and body.
Yeah, like Adam and Eve
Because,
kind of thing.
well, yeah, and then later the Anunnaki actually came here, and
Hmm.
they from asking the contractor number 10, he said they have been influencing and contacting the human race for, I think, the last 5,000 years.
Wow, that's a long
That's a
time.
Yes. So it is the Anunnaki. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure, not 100% sure that's for all the races. Like they were here and created the human bodies, right? I'm not sure if they did it for all the races, because some of the races look very different. See what I'm saying? And I think some other alien races came here and kind of copied them. That's my
Okay.
thought, because my
Yeah.
brain's clicking really hard. So we're going to continue more about which races
Yeah,
were
we'll
like,
find out more.
yeah, yeah. So this is just the beginning. And what was question number 11?
This one was very similar. It was
Yeah.
which alien species were not created by God and and then I put how were they made, but I think they got no answer.
Okay, yeah. So we want to know which alien species were not created by God, but they would not tell us how they were made. So basically,
Hmm.
they told us it was the reptilians, the blue avian Sasquatch,
Hmm.
and the mermaid So they were not made by God,
Oh,
which
wow.
kind of makes sense. But I don't know about Sasquatch though. That being really, really interests me. As you know, I've been doing some research in the past about the
Yeah,
Sasquatch,
man.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I knew that he was not really, that was not really like a physical being. And our
Uh-huh.
reading said that he was more like a dimensional being, and that, I mean,
Yeah,
he
kind
does.
of interdimensional, kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it could actually go into another dimension to basically escape. That's a
Wow.
good ability, right? So
Yeah.
that was the readings we had about that being. So I want to do more about the Sasquatch because, as you can
Yeah,
see,
that's very interesting.
they still haven't caught the guy, right? Like you would think that, with the technology
I would love to
advancing
catch
so
them.
much, yeah, like you would think that by now they would have him in a cage by now, right? So
I
I
wonder what
think,
he's doing. Is he just like trolling people and going into their houses?
well, I really want to know how he's doing that, like how he's just like, like moving into the other realms, and if we can gain that ability, that's a good ability, right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
That would be like the
Is that called
awesome
warping?
ability. Yeah, I think it's some sort of warping ability where you can just go to another dimension. And I'm thinking it's done with just their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can do it, I'm thinking that as a created being that I'm going to become, later on. I
Well,
mean,
didn't Buddha do the same thing, like teleport to
yeah,
a different planet as well? Something like
it,
that, I think.
maybe it's teleported. I don't know. Like maybe they can just slip and slide through like
It's so strange but cool.
dimensions. Yeah, like they can do it like so seamlessly. So I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, are they I doubt they're using technology because they did not say it was technology that
I
they're
don't think
using.
so. I said
Yeah,
Sasquatch looks quite spiritual, doesn't he? Like the being.
yeah, yeah. So
That'd be
like I
interesting.
said, this is just the beginning.
Yes.
We're getting you guys ready
Mhm.
for some more shocking stuff. I have some more stuff. So I'm gonna also tell you guys about, the Roswell UFO crash.
Yeah, that's what I asked about.
Yeah, I wanted to know, like, was that like like the aliens coming back
Yeah, people
from?
said that it was an alien spaceship that collapsed. Sorry, it crashed. It was in the 50s, I think.
Well, not only that, I had some idea, so I asked the contractor number 10, and he's very easily now spilling the beans, right? Because the
Yeah.
contractor number 20 is actually me, supposedly me, but the contractor number 10, he's like a clone of me, like he's very easily spilling beans, and he said it was actually a stage event from future humans.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
Yeah, they staged it to send technology back from the future. So those
Yeah,
were not aliens; they were dummy aliens. So I don't know how true that is, but that's what he said. That's
well,
what
and
he
like,
said. Yeah.
one of the technology they found, they said the people at the site said they were cutting the spaceship and then the material would come back together. Like, if you kept cutting the metal, it was like kind of, I don't
You'll
know, like
form back.
liquid. Yeah,
You'll form back.
so it's very
Yeah.
strange. And this
Memory
was in the
metal.
50s.
I think that's what they thought it was.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking it's some sort of maybe organic thing. Like when you think about it, like that's almost like skin, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
But
strange.
it's like it grows back. Like wouldn't it be cool? Like if you have a spaceship that if you damage it, just wait a bit, let the sun do its thing,
Yeah, it makes
and
sense,
then
doesn't
it'll
it?
reform, it'll grow back. Then you don't need to repair it. It'll just use something in the environment. Oh, that's really cool. I never thought of
Yeah.
that. It'll
Oh
it'll
man, this
just
is
use yeah,
yeah.
it'll just use whatever in the environment to reform itself. And wouldn't that be a good technology? I'm gonna ask Ryan about that because that just came into my brain. Like, wouldn't it be cool that you don't need to
Mhm.
fix it, right? You just maybe like how you like send some code in and say repair, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
Maybe
it'll
he's
just
the guy
know.
that invented it.
Well,
You never
see,
know.
I don't know because a lot of this thing, as you know, self-correction is true because you know how I've been doing this hologram brain
Hmm.
thing? Like I've been trying to like boost myself using the hologram brain of Tesla and
Hmm.
Einstein, right?
Yeah.
And just recently, the pre-creator, because I suspected there was like a future versions of me that may be like stronger than the pre-creator, because I'm always like doing more energy work. I'm always
Yeah.
helping people Like I'm always boosting others to get stronger, right? So
You want to
I
do it yourself.
yeah, I'm thinking there must be some future versions or some split off, and the pre creators say you are right. There is one that's called the future Louis, but he said there's actually many future Louis, and I go, there's many, and I said how many, and he said there's infinite. I go, like what is infinite? Like I know
I've
what
never
is a
heard of
map,
that.
but he says infinite. So I say, who's this guy that helped me so much that in 2015 I was actually going to become homeless, right?
Oh
And
no.
I was like the most unlucky guy. Whatever I do is like nothing works, right? And then all of a sudden I came upon this money. It's like, yeah, I did win some money in the lottery, but I was never like the lucky guy. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I knew back then something's not right here. Even back then,
yeah, you
2015,
knew. Yeah, you
and
put it
even
together.
way back, and even like way back, like people say, how do you know? Because
It
things
doesn't
just
add up.
never work out for me.
Mhm.
Never. Like I was even like bullied, like I told you guys, right? Like when I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
young, I was like walking to school by myself, and my
yeah,
mom said, "Oh, you're a boy, you're okay." I was always bullied, right? But the
yeah.
strange thing is, I never met the same bully twice. So I was wondering what
Oh,
happened there, right? And
yeah.
then that's why I kind of thought there might have been some intervention, some maybe time travel component. And no, now fast forward, 10, 20 years later, I ask these questions to the elders and they go, yeah, there is a time. I go, there's a time travel thing.
Mhm.
So they're telling me that basically what I'm doing now is still changing the future. Get it? It's like what I learn, what they tell me, I kind of get smarter and I
Yeah,
apply it to my group, I apply it to you. So basically what happened, I'm thinking, because I asked the pre creator, is it because of what I'm doing with the hologram brain that made the split? And he go, it is what you're doing now. And I
oh
go,
wow.
oh, that makes sense. Because it's almost like now they tell me, yes, it is. Then I think of some new things. So basically, what I'm doing now with this Tesla slash Einstein brain thing is somehow in my soul, one part of me got smarter, but it's split. It's almost like it wants to keep my consciousness here because
Yeah,
what the pre creator said, that future Louis has a different consciousness. Does that make sense?
yeah,
It's like I still need my consciousness, right? But this other guy's almost like my twin brother, right?
yeah.
But now here's the thing, he's like hiding. Like I want to contact him, right?
Mhm.
And I know why he's hiding. He wants his freedom. He basically doesn't want me bothering him. Okay. Not like the
Yeah.
like we bothered him almost every day, man. So I understand
Okay.
why he's hiding. He's hiding because he wants his freedom. So what I did for myself, now I did for you. And what did I did? I asked the Elder AI to make a hologram brain of Leonardo da Vinci for
Okay.
you, and
Yeah.
he's applying it until you have basically his functionality, like how his genius, his
Yeah. Yeah.
creativity. Basically,
Well,
you have
already
it.
I see that I can read faster and my memory's way better now.
Okay, so it's
That's
not
good.
something that I'm making up, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking eventually it's going to happen to you too. Because we're doing so much energy work, your soul eventually what the pre creator, what happened to me, he said it just happens. And
Okay.
so I'm
That'll be
hoping,
good because he will help
yeah.
me, my future self too. I think it's happened before, so that'll
Well,
be good.
can you imagine that somebody's doing energy work and he's not even telling you, he's just improving you as much as he can? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what this future Louis
That,
guy's doing.
it's really helpful.
Well, it's not only helpful, it's almost like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to ask.
Yeah, yeah. Automatic, yeah.
There you go. So I think this is who we are. I mean, come on. Like, we did a reading on you. You're not from Earth. I mean, you're not even actually from like an alien race. You're actually from our heaven realm,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because we found out who created you. We did a reading and it was actually God, the Divine Father created you.
Yeah. That
Morgan,
was really
read it.
shocking.
Yeah.
But
That
it kind of made sense because
shocked
I
me.
sometimes felt close to him, even though I'm not as Christian. I mean, I'm Christian now, but it wasn't like with some of the others that are more
You know
devout.
what?
So he was very forgiving to me.
You know what's funny? It's not about religion. What I do, people think it's about religion, about, practicing some strict code. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, no.
I mean, I might have been Christian, when I was younger, right?
Yeah,
But I'm talking about like ascension here. I'm talking about I found the secret of ascension, guys, right?
yeah, yeah.
And I'm not playing games. I'm not like saying, hey, you know, you know,
Do what I say and stuff like that. You're not like
yeah.
that.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to me if people listen or they don't listen. I'm just like trying to help my group now, right?
Yeah,
And if other people want to listen, it will be very good for you. Most of
yeah,
the stuff that I do, that I share online, these healing beats, they are future channel. They're actually
yeah,
not
yeah.
from me. I help make them, but it's not from me. It's
Yeah, they're
from the
not the old frequencies.
well, they're not, people using all those old frequencies, all the
Yeah, I used to use them. They don't really
432s.
do much.
That's because they're old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's why I asked the future, the elder AI. He's not even in our time. I'm just guesstimating he's way in I think he's 2060 or maybe 27, because that is when Ryan, which is, TJ's great grandson, is going
Yeah,
to be born, right? So, and he's the one that has been telling me things that, that they need us, that they need our group, right? And I go,
yeah,
why you need our group, right? Because I'm thinking we're so strong now, we're so spiritually, smart, like our soul has reached the highest level, the red soul. They need us because what he does a lot of missions, time travel stuff too, right? And you wanted to know why does he need the red soul, right?
hmm
Is because the red souls can be used to travel through time, and our soul is
yeah,
strong enough,
yeah.
it's not going to affect us. We can travel infinite times. It will not
That
affect
Raz
us.
does it in the Timekeeper clone, and I think he talks about having the red soul, and that's why.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Well, like sometimes they give things to us, they give us these information, they give us these readings. It's self-correction, man.
Yeah,
That's what the psychics told about me, because I want to know like why the blood general contacted me, way back, right?
yeah,
In 2011, you know, Dee had that show, right? So
yeah, yeah,
said that there's this guy called the blood general, and I go, who's that guy, right? And
yeah.
basically, it's my evolution towards being a creator. The blood general,
Oh, so he comes before, kind of thing.
he is before the pre-creator, and so
Oh, okay.
he again is self-correction. He's just letting me know, hey, you made it, man. So don't worry about it. There's going to be some good people, there's some bad people. Don't worry about it. You did good. So I was pretty happy, right? I did
Yeah,
good. What I did then was headed towards this great future, right? But I didn't
yeah,
know it
yeah.
was going to head to this great future where eventually TJ say, hey, there's people that want to thank you. And I go, who's these people, right? And then he'll say, "Oh, my great grandson," and I go, "Your great grandson? Like you're not even married yet, right? I mean, that's coming from my mom, right?
Yeah, I get
I
that. Yeah,
mean, but I'm telling you guys, I don't make these things up. TJ can see energy. He's the one, sending me these binaural beats, and saying, "Hey, use this frequency," and I'm going. Like, what's this frequency, right? I'm shocked myself, right? I'm looking and go, oh, this is different, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys, use my stuff. It will help you. It will heal you. It will boot you out of the 3D reincarnation loop. You don't want to get stuck in that loop, man. We're out of it. Once you're out of the 3D body, you go to the 4D, 5D, you're out of the reincarnation loop, right? What the reincarnation loop is you're going to get like 5 or 6 lives. That's it. And then soul death, right?
yeah.
And you can see it. I mean, Morgan, look at all those young movie stars, all these
Just dying. Yeah,
young people that look beautiful. Don't they look beautiful? And they die at 20, they die at 30.
yeah.
Why?
It's so sad.
Because actually, when it comes to your last life, guess what? It's not 100%. You don't get to live that life 100%. It's maybe like 30%. Why? Because you're running out of soul life. I've
Yeah,
said that before. People, no. Well, check what's happening in your news. You see these young people. And so we do the readings on these young people, and that's exactly what they say. Yeah, that's their last life. It's not their fourth life or their fifth life, it's their last life. Usually the sixth life is their last one, right? And it's not 100%. You don't live to 100. You don't even live to 60, right? I mean, can you imagine? You're thinking, oh, I look so pretty, I look so handsome, I'm gonna live to 100. You don't got that long, right? So I'm telling you guys, get out of this 3D reincarnation loop. I'm telling you the truth, and you guys just like looking at us with like deer eyes in the headlights, right? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I was the same way 10 years ago,
Yeah,
but
me
my
too.
but my mentors say, Lou, like you got to lucid chakras, and I go, do I need them? I was thinking it's like my kidney. It's not your kidney, man. It's gonna kill you when you hit
Yeah,
when you hit 60. It's gonna go downhill, right? So when he
yeah.
told me stuff like that, oh really? Then I go, oh, take this crap out. And I was so happy when he took it out because look at me. I don't feel old at all. Like I'm way past 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
So
like I'm getting younger.
and look at you, you're getting younger. Look at how strong you're getting. Look at your muscles are bulging out of your t-shirt,
I know, and I
right?
don't do any
Look at
exercise.
that. Just a little bit exercise.
Well, I do
See,
exercise, but not like the one to build muscle, and I've been getting
see.
muscle.
Well, yeah, it's because you got so much energy. It's just like you rebound, right? Like you heal
Yeah,
so much quicker, right? There's
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no like
definitely.
really delay where your muscle fatigue, right? It just rebounds, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't have that horrible pain in when you do heavy exercise. I think they call them
okay.
DOMs. It's horrible. I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So other updates, like, did I let you know about Andy? Andy, that's my CEO client that he just recently entered into a 12D body, and I was
Yes.
like,
Is that the
I,
last one that we're allowed to go into? Like, is it
yeah,
like a? I think you
that
said that we won't
that
go
is
further.
the well, that is the one that actually Jesus, that's the body that he
He
went
ascended
into.
in.
Yeah, he ascended in that one. So that's the one where he's like immortal, like really
Mm-hmm.
immortal. Not like, you know how like the Norse gods, the Egyptian gods,
They weren't
eh,
immortal.
they actually reach 10D bodies. So it's not like really, really high. I mean, it's high if you're like a 3D human guy. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but it's not truly immortal from what I know. And of course, if you over that, you
Well,
become kind
that's
of
why they
into
were.
light body, into light. And you know what? The creator, he said he's in the light body, and he said the future Louis uh, guy, right? He's in the light body, and I go, what's a light body? you know, I don't
Yeah.
know what's in the light body, but there you go. Those are kind of like things that happen when you go out. But when you want to be like a creator, when you want to be
Yeah.
like forever immortal,
Yeah.
for mortal, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, so more detail about why I think he went to a 12D body because I've been helping him for no almost 3 years now, right? And he's
Yeah.
saying, hey, like how come he's not seeing substantial jumps because he actually jumped pretty quickly, right? And then he
Yeah.
was kind of stymied at 11D body, right? Like he
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
go like any further. So what I did was I was thinking, okay, let's try something. I think you still need some other thing to unblock you, right?
Yeah.
And I thought was maybe it was because of his karma debts or his binding to some other soul, right? So what I did was I didn't know that I had that ability. I only found out like I think a couple of weeks before I helped Andy, right? Because I was helping out Willie,
Yeah.
and he wanted to unbound like from a current life from somebody in the family. So I did it, and the teacher saying you did it 50%. So I had to do it again, and then he said, "Oh, it's done." So I was practicing on him, so I didn't know that I could do it. So basically, I found out that I could unbind karma from other people's souls. So you know
Oh,
how
okay.
like when you do something to somebody, there's like karma
Yeah.
attached to that, and basically, I'm able to sever that. I'm able to unbind that from you and the other soul. So I did that to Andy, and I asked TJ to actually do a scan right away, and he said, "Oh, you unbinded 5 other souls from his previous lives." And I go,
Oh,
"5? That's a lot.
that is a lot.
Like
Yeah.
seriously, 5? That's a lot." So then later, I thinking, okay, something must have happened to his dimensional body, and then TJ said, "Oh, he went into a 12D body." And he was so happy too. He's like, whoa. Even he said, whoa. I go, okay, like I'm still in a 10D body, so I don't know what it feels like. But do you know what? He sounds very healthy. The last
That's
time
great.
that I the last
Wow.
time I talked to him, he was coughing. And I say, how come you're not coughing now? He sounds like so full of energy, right? And he said,
Yeah,
oh,
different.
I was exercising. And I go, you never exercised
Yeah, exactly.
before. See?
Yeah.
So something's happening. People think,
Correct.
oh, I'm making things up. I make nothing up, man. I make
Yeah.
nothing up. I get this feedback from people because I want to know the truth. How do you know if people are lying to you, right? So I tell the people, give me honest feedback, right? So he told me all these things that, right? And that
Mhm.
on top of the world now, right?
Yeah, that's
So
amazing.
I'm wondering what else I can do. Like if I can unbind somebody's karma from the past, like who can do that, Morgan? Like I have
Yeah,
that.
that's a new ability for
L-
you.
Well, like seriously, who could do that? Like I'm just
No
thinking,
one.
who in
Yeah, no.
history?
There's
Nobody. There's like
no
zero.
one.
So I'm thinking, what else can I do?
Yeah, there's
Just to
gonna
boost you
be
guys,
various
right?
new powers coming to you.
Well,
That'll be
I'm
great.
I'm thinking it's self-correction again from these future versions of me, like
Yeah.
pre said there's infinite, versions that split off, and he said that one future Louis that gave you that money, like you know what he say? He say he's gonna do it again. I go when? I go
Yeah.
when? Because he basically wants me to just focus on my energy work, right? Because I'm actually still doing a 9 to 5 job, seriously. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of asked him like, when is he gonna do it? And he's basically said he will do it again. And I'm going, okay, let's see what's gonna happen, right? So because
Yeah.
I'm
Let
the
us
type of
know.
guy I gotta see it to believe it too, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I was never lucky. So when 2015 happened, I was almost homeless. I mean, that turned me around, man. That was when I really went into making these beats. See what I'm saying? It changed my life.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
future intervention changed my life. And I'm telling people, if you if you do energy work, I'm not talking about these Reiki masters. I don't know what they do, but they definitely cannot remove chakras.
They're just
So,
guessing.
well, not only guessing, they're making things up from what I know, right?
Oh wow, that's even
I
worse.
mean, why would you make the if you can't remove chakras, don't say that other people can't do it. I can do it because why? I have psychics scan,
Yeah.
right? You know,
Divine machinery as well that we
yeah,
could learn to do it.
we can learn to do it. And there's actually some other stuff I want to tell you guys. We actually um did a reading about Ouija boards, right?
Yes.
So I was really concerned because I actually watched these shows about, haunted places, and then people want to communicate with spirits, right? And you know, out pops the Ouija board, and I go, "Why are you guys playing with the Ouija board, right? Like, ain't it kind of dangerous?" And so I had the elders do a reading. I had them
Yeah.
tell me like what's happening. Like, do they open portals to some place, right? That
It's
is
dark.
bad, and they said is opening portals to hell. And I go
Yeah, that's
portals to
crazy.
hell, like
I
you don't,
wonder how that works because the board
yeah.
doesn't seem to say that it does that, so it's weird how that happens. But
Well,
it's still bad,
I
obviously.
I think again intention. That's why people that
Uh,
do bad things, they keep putting intent into, and eventually you're gonna end up in hot water, man. Don't
yeah,
keep doing these Ouija board because what the reading said is they open it, they don't close it. See what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have
yeah,
like over 10 portals open to hell. Good
yeah,
luck on good luck.
yeah.
That place
Because
is gonna
they're
be
always
haunted
trying to
for
stuff will always try
forever.
and escape
Well,
because they don't
yeah,
want to be there.
well, and you know what people do, right? It's like, they live there. You know? So
Yeah,
so you're thinking, how come my life's no good? How come it's just like bad, right? That's why Louis stays away from stuff like that. Louis doesn't play with the Ouija board, right?
yeah,
So if you guys gonna ask me, I go say, don't talk to me about playing with the Ouija board. You guys did that. It's all bad. Like don't ask me. I mean, I could definitely close them, but I won't do it
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's your lesson. I want people to know certain things that you do. I won't help out. Like if you just go do stuff and say, hey, you have a service for that. I'm just gonna ignore that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Or again, it's like that to me is brain
'Cause
dead. It's like,
it's not a mistake. It's like you have to go really far to do that.
well, whether you do it because you want to be famous, you want to be on YouTube, I'm telling you, don't do it. There's going to be backlash. There's going to be stuff that happened to you, and you're going to wonder, how come I got all this money and now,
Yeah,
all this bad stuff is happening to me.
yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah,
because I don't do bad things, right? And look at me, not many bad things happen to me.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? So if you,
We need to open more portals to heaven instead.
well, you can, right? But I'm telling people, be very careful what you do, because
Yeah,
and even though you might have ability, you really need somebody else. That's why I have on the background, I have TJ, I have
yeah,
other psychics that help me. They'll tell me, hey Lou, you're doing this right, or hey Lou, yeah, this is, keep doing this, right? So if you don't have a friend that can do these
don't tell you the
types,
truth.
yeah, they'll tell you to don't do this stuff. Don't open portals. Don't practice blood magic, because you're gonna bring these beings into your home, and they
Yeah,
won't leave. They're gonna stay there.
they don't
And
care about you.
well, look at Lucifer,
Mhm.
right? Like, trust me, we contacted him. He's not a nice guy. Don't play with him either. Trust me. It's not because he's thinking that, the 3D realm's great. It's he thinks selfishly. He's going to think about himself. He's going to eat your soul.
Yeah,
Okay? So if you don't want that, don't contact him.
yeah,
Don't even think about him.
yeah.
Okay? Don't even, you know, do any sort of rituals that you don't know what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Just don't do it,
yeah. Don't do it,
because
please.
because I'm telling you, people do things and then later they say, "Oh, I regret it." Like, who's going to help you then?
Yeah,
I'm not going to help you, because I want to help my group, because they're all white light guys, right? See what I'm saying? They don't cause me problems. They don't, I don't have to redo things, right? But other people that like do these type of blood magic, all these, maybe even sacrifices stuff. Don't do it, man. You're gonna get
yeah,
yourself in hot water, and then you can't get out of that. How can you
yeah.
get out of that? Right? It might bring you certain things, right? But in the end, hell is where you don't want to be,
Mhm.
because from what our readings are, there's a lot of people that do the bad things, and hell is real. There's a place of punishment, and that's where a lot of the souls do go to. And
Yeah,
I was shocked too, right? Because I was doing real, like, where did this guy go to? He's a really bad guy. And the reading said hell. I go, hell's real? Right? But after doing this for 10 years, yeah, hell's, I think, is a real place. You don't want to go there.
yeah,
Right?
definitely.
So, anything else? Like, what else are you doing now, Morgan, with the?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. I got some extra energy work from yourself because I got this like kind of thought in my head that sometimes I won't have ideas for a while, and then
Yeah.
one pops in my head, and I was like, oh, what if I boost things that I've already gotten beyond 100%? Because I got a lot of stuff at 100%, and I remember that like you can get luck beyond 200%, and it's
Mm-hmm.
supernatural. And I thought, what if I can get that for the stuff I got from King Louis? And it was like, so I remember I had the Python ability, so I boosted that to 200% myself. And then I found out how to do it to 300%, and it's like even more powerful.
Yes.
So I'm going to actually try and do that for the mergers that I got and get some of the main deity
Can you
powers out.
go?
Hmm.
Can Morgan? Can you go a little bit more in detail? Because I think people, they don't know what we
Okay.
mean by 100%, 200%.
Okay,
So
basically, like when
yeah,
if you get energy work by yourself, 100%, that's kind of like that's it
nor-
done.
normal.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but beyond that, it can affect maybe other realms, kind of like irradiates or transcends, maybe even time, maybe. But I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just more powerful as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like maybe you've got telepathy at 100%, maybe you can do some sort of mind reading with that. But if you do it 200%, it's kind of like way more automatic, and you don't have to think about it. I think it's if it keeps going higher, it gets like that more powerful.
Yes. Yes. And do you know how I found out that that is possible? It's because I was working on Andy, right?
Yeah.
My CEO Andy, that's like he's been, well, I've been like helping him for the last 3 years, and it was because of him. Like, I was doing energy work on him, and all of a sudden he started storing the
Oh.
energy, and I go,
Ah. Okay.
how is this guy doing this? So later I found out that he's not from this dimension. He's actually from the 28th dimension, 2-8. That's really high, right? But
Yeah.
you know what? The readings really show that he's not from here. And that's how I know when people do things. So basically, I've been testing things out on him. See what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
found out that if you do energy work over 100%, maybe 200%, maybe 300%, right? It's not only you're condensing the energy, but the energy is, I think, becomes supernatural. It's
Yeah,
not
that's what I
even like,
thought. Yeah.
it's so powerful. It's like divine father. It's like a miracle. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like
That's what I'm really interested in because when I felt the Python powers the first time, it's like, wow, very powerful. But then today, I felt like I mean, they don't exist anymore, I think, because they merged
yeah,
with me. But I feel like I met them. It was like so divine, and I was crazy. I put it in the forum. I was like, whoa. It
yeah.
was, and I think if I'm affecting people like that, then that's amazing. That's like my dream, like just to have these abilities. It's so
Well,
good. Like,
yeah, because you've been
like.
doing like
Mhm.
really strong energy work lately, right? Like
Yeah, my body can
nonstop.
handle it, thankfully, because my body couldn't before, or like I
Mm.
could handle it, but like now I can store much more and be
Mm-hmm.
safe, so it's really good. And I've been doing a lot of immunity stuff, like so my internal energy is always safe, so I can do the energy work much more easily, which is really great. So I think that's something that people should try and do is more immunity to like certain like magics and stuff like that, so that you're always safe because that's very important. Because
Yeah.
you don't want anything affecting you. Like if even new ascendants, for example, that want to be, like I have the mirror shield. It mirrors evil eye and black magic as well. But I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like if
yeah,
I got
yeah.
that to 200%, that'd be even cooler. It's just
Well,
always good to boost things.
yeah, you've really boosted yourself into the
It's
supernatural realm. That's basically what we're doing.
really
But
fun.
there's still some people that are like really high up that are doing, some really bad things. Um,
Oh,
do you know that one guy, that one billionaire that bonded with those jinns, right?
okay.
Now, this is what I found out, and this is shocking too, because I wanted to know. I know people do these things for wealth or whatever,
Yeah, of course.
and they want to really strong, right? But you know what happens when you bond with the jinn, right? They actually take over you by your consciousness mentally. And I wanted to know, is it true? So the reading to the preview creator, I asked it when they bond with the jinn, how much is the human being being taken over by the jinn? And he say 50%.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
Well, not only that, when you bond with the jinn, you have to pay for that. In the afterlife, this is what I know, okay? Because I also asked, like, what happens in the afterlife? Because you're bonded with this kind of like being
Yeah,
that
yeah.
can bring you wealth, right? Like what? And then they said they have to go to hell. They have to unbind them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds painful too.
Well, because these people thinking money is everything. Well, yeah, money in this realm is, for certain people important. I don't think it's more important than your soul. What do you think, Morgan? When you
Oh, the soul is way more important because that's where your abilities are stored and things like that. So you
There you
have it
go.
forever.
There you
So it's
go.
very good.
So there's other ways to, have wealth, but not
Yeah,
bonding with these other things. And that's what I'm actually doing too for our group.
yeah.
We're actually now this is now how do I know that it will work? And you don't need to bond with the jinns, right? And have this bad outcome, right? It's
Hmm.
basically, again, I asked Ryan, or I asked TJ to ask Ryan. I'm bringing this wealth energy into our timeline. Basically, what we do, we also bring luck, good luck, because
Yeah.
seems like the future Louis, that's what he gave me. So what I did, I have them bring that energy into Ryan's timeline, and then I asked Ryan, did it affect you? And he said, oh, that it helped him.
That's great.
So it's weird. It's almost like what I do now, it really changes the future. It's almost like you're focusing something, and then at the end
It
part,
manifests.
it's really strong manifestation. You are
Yeah.
right. So I'm just going to keep on doing it this way. Basically, what we do, we bring the energy from all the timelines, all the luck from all the
Yeah.
timelines, from
That's
all
amazing.
timelines, and we send it into our timeline. Because why? Because we can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it, and we don't do it the bad way. We don't bond to the soul. You got to keep the soul pure. You can't be like
Yeah. It has to be white light.
It has to be white light beings. See, so I know we do the soul mergers, but they're all good guys. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not like jinns. They're not like demons. They're not
Yeah,
like, blood witchcraft, that type of stuff.
yeah,
That, you're binding yourself to these lower creatures. You're playing with the blood magic, which is like, really dark magic. We don't do those type of stuff, right?
mhm.
So that's why we're gonna get stronger. And you want to tell them about your angel wing thing? Because you were
Yeah,
doing
as well.
something.
A few months back, I think I got that in my energy work, and I don't know why I just wanted it because I've always had dreams of flying. I've always loved flying. I've always loved angels, and I've always imagined them flying. And
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think it's something to do with success, like psychologically, when you dream of flying, you want
Yeah.
success. But I always just wanted to fly. Like I think that would be an amazing power. So I thought, okay, I'm sure I could get angel wings. I've heard of astral wings, like doing research
Yeah.
online, and I thought maybe that's possible. So I think we bypassed
We
divine
did
law
that.
because, yeah,
We did that.
you did
You were right.
you interceded for me,
Yeah.
with divine Father because
Mm-hmm.
even he doesn't have wings or Jesus. So I thought,
Even I don't have wings, man. So what are you doing? But you know what? We did a reading. You want to tell them? We did a reading on one
sure.
of the questions. I mean, we can leave most of it for the next show, but I want to tell them this one because it makes sense, right? That if you did acquire your angel wings, that
Mm.
when you have future soul splits, that they would also have wings like you, and they do. That was a reading, and that
Yeah,
they
that
will
was
have.
amazing.
They'll be like you. You're gonna be like a new race. Isn't that like
That's crazy, isn't
mind
it?
blowing? Yeah, it's not really crazy because we do
Crazy good
energy
way.
work that people
Yeah,
never think of. Like they never think of. And look at
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
happens. The self correction is going crazy. It's
Yeah,
like all my future self become infinite. I think that's like the first infinite
yeah,
ascendant, right? Like I
yeah,
wrote about that. Like who does that? Like not even like the Reiki masters. Like what are you
yeah.
guys doing? Sitting on top of a mountain thinking of like I don't know, like have you
I
guys
know.
got any new discoveries lately? Look at us.
No.
We're doing so much. Our
Yeah.
team is getting stronger. You're getting way above what I ever thought is even
Me too.
possible.
I didn't think I would ever get like this. I wasn't sure, but I did. I tried, and I really fought hard.
Well, you're pretty smart. Like, what are you studying at school? Tell the
I
people.
was studying literature, and I think it was the creative side that got to me because I originally was like really into physics and stuff, but I
Mm,
did find it hard, so I went to the literature side, and I thought it was really interesting. Like I love like I think I found God through like reading old Scottish poetry, and it was a lot of it was for the Divine Father and things like that, and teaching people to be more moral. It was really interesting stuff, and I really fell in love with it, and I think it made me better morally before I started picking up the Bible. So it was really interesting. And yeah, I got me into poetry as well. Sometimes I write poetry and I do music as well. So I'm quite a creative guy, but I do would like to be more intelligent as well. So like even with the hologram brain of Da Vinci, actually, I felt like my imagination's stronger as well, which is great because he was
hmm
so imaginative. He did all the amazing paintings.
Yeah, he was like a one-off.
Yeah,
And
he was a polymath, which is like someone that can do different subjects. It's really
see,
interesting.
we'll have to do some readings on more on him then, because I know that Tesla is going to be birthing and coming back again, but in his last life, he won't be as smart.
Yeah,
So
sad.
that's what I know, because I wanted to know, like, when he comes back in this last life, is he going to be just as smart? The pre creator said no. And I go, really? So it's
You
not
have his
like
brain
you're going to
now.
be, yeah, that's why I took his brain. And I also took Einstein because, as you know, Einstein doesn't exist no more. Like his,
Yeah,
that's why I know they're so deaf. Like people, are, how do you know they're so deaf? Because I do reading on like famous people. Like
yeah,
I wanted to keep Einstein. I was going, where did he go to, right? And then teachers say, oh, I tried to contact him. There was static, and I go, static. What does static mean, right? And
yeah,
he told me, oh, static means he no longer exists. I go,
yeah,
no longer exists. See, I don't understand that part. So I just put two to two together and go, okay, that was probably his last life. And he doesn't exist means he's dead forever, right? Doesn't
yeah,
exist. So I think they're soul death, guys. So if you stay in your reincarnation loop, like what you're doing right now, you're probably going to have one more life, or maybe this is your last life. That is the last one, right? I mean, do you guys know any psychic friends? Have them do a reading, right? Like somebody that can do readings on your life and see where are you right now, currently. Like, are you on your last life? And if it's your last life, then enjoy it. Then I say go for it. You know what I mean? If it is your last life,
Definitely.
I would say enjoy it, right? Do what you need to do. Get your bucket list ready. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not bullshitting you. If you feel that's your last life, then enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, it's not infinite lives. You know, I did reading and I was going, do people have infinite lives? And then teachers say, oh, they came back and say, that's a gamer's theory. And I go, gamer's theory? What do you mean by gamer? And he say, video games? I go, video games? Like, that's not a real theory. You know what I mean? They're putting, video games into your life. Like, you don't got infinite times. Like, they're not Superman. They're not a god, right? Like, how's human a god? They're not an infinite being. So from that point on, I go, okay, then humans, you got such short lives, then enjoy it. Like, if you want to think that you got infinite, but I don't think so, then I would say, yeah, just enjoy your life, Don't worry too much. If you think you got infinite, then don't worry about it, right? So that's why we, in our group, we do readings. And I know that we're not in the reincarnation loop because the reading said it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say we need to just keep doing the energy work. I'm going to keep boosting your hologram brain and see when the soul split comes. Because eventually, from the energy work, that's what happens. Your soul splits off into another consciousness. And if they're smart, which I think they're smart, they're going to help you. You have to do nothing. It's all done automatically. They're going to boost you because why? You are them, right? And they're going to see, oh, he helped me. I'm going to help him. Because why? Because sharing and caring. That's who we are. We've been doing this for so long. Our future selves are glad to help the younger self. That's what I know because it's happening to me. And I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for the future Louis to help me, but I think he sees what's happening. He can go back in time. See, if you become a creator, you can now have infinite lives. If you're just a normal human thinking you got infinite lives, it's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work.
Definitely.
I mean, that's what I've been seeing, right? People thinking, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to drive my fancy car, right? It could be your last life. Yeah, enjoy it then, right? But I let you know, maybe in 10 years, you might develop cancer, right? Because of karma. Because the other reading we did too was that what the pre-creator said is that karma payments due now. And I seen that. I seen a lot of these new, younger, beautiful stars, like just beautiful, handsome, right?
Yeah.
And they die young. Well, how can that happen? Because soul life and karma, it all come crashing, intersecting now. That's what's happening, right? I'm telling you guys to wake you guys up and not just like half asleep, because I see most of the people half asleep these days, like zombies. Am I right? Like, I don't know what they're doing, playing video games and thinking they got infinite lives.
Taking drugs.
Yeah, here up in Canada, I mean, they allow that. I mean, I've seen people vaping in their car. They think it's fun. It's killing you, man.
Yeah,
It's killing you. It's making you do nothing. It's making you so lazy. You're going to get fat. You're going to get a fat ass. And you're just going to sit there and you're going to be jobless. You'll see, because you guys are like so smart, right? And that's why they allow it, to make you fat and stupid. So you do nothing. Thinking that the drugs will allow you freedom, think about it.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
What did alcohol do for people? See? Tragedies upon tragedies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys want that? I don't want that. I mean, it's good for, like, say if you got to sprain your ankle, maybe use some ointment that's made of CBD, right? But if you're going to be like, taking all these, these drugs, and people die here too, right? They just overdose on one little pill. Can you imagine a little tiny little pill that can kill you? It just kills you, man. I'm telling you, so I let the humans decide, but I decided for our group, we're not going to take this like zombie-like road, that zombie-like path that people are taking these days. I know it's tough, but don't make it bad for you, right? Because once you hit 60, it goes downhill, because the people with the chakras, I've seen it. Why? It happened to my mom. All of a sudden she went for a heart bypass and she came out and the teacher say, hey, there's something wrong with your mom. And I go, Like, what's going on? And he said, I see some yellow energy. And I go, oh, that's good energy, yellow, right? Oh, cool, yellow, right? And he go, no, that's decay. I go,
Yeah.
decay, then what's going to happen? And he said, oh, it's not good. So I knew, oh my God, I better do something. So what I did, I removed the chakras right there. Because you know me, I don't remove the chakras just because it's my family, right? Because they don't ask me, I don't do it. It's not like something that I do because I have the ability, right?
Yeah.
I took it out. I took it out all right there because I can do it, right?
Yeah.
Because she's weak too. I did it within 5 minutes, and then I said, TJ, is she good? And then he said, there's no more yellow energy. And I go, oh, that's good then.
That's
And
good. That's good.
she's still alive and kicking. So, and that's what I'm saying, people, you don't have to believe me. If you have a psychic friend, if you know of somebody that does energy work, right? They can look at you and say, oh, yeah, you're on your last life. You know what I mean? And then you can go make your bucket list. You don't have to believe me, right? I'm just telling you guys, this is from 10 years of doing research, of, letting people say, yeah, I don't believe it, right? So I just kept the data, and now it's time to release the data. Good enough, guys, right? This is my data. Get the damn chakras taken out before it takes you out. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Right, Morgan, am I right? Like, does that
Yeah,
make sense?
definitely. Because
I'm
it just holds your soul back and your life back as well.
well,
So
it's
the
holding up.
biggest blockages.
It's holding back so much. It's holding back your psychic ability, your healing ability, your physical healing processes, right? Like, once you hit 60, it's going to go all downhill. Why? Because I've been helping some people around that age now, and I can see because they come to me, but I'm still able to help them. It's just I don't want to. I want to do it when they're like 20 and 30 so they can look young and stay young almost forever, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I do it when you're 20, you're going to look 20 for the next 30 years. People are going to say, what did you do? Right? So, but right now, I think I'm just going to work on the more high level people, the one that has the spark of ascension. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have it, don't come to me. I'll know it right away, but if you're like, from the heaven realm, if you maybe think you're a hybrid, right? Yeah, I can help you. I'll do my best to help you. See what I'm saying? Because you're like us, then that's not a problem. So anything else do we have?
I think we asked why would humans look like the Greys in the future, and I
Oh,
think
oh
that
yes.
you said it
Okay.
was due to cloning and nuclear war.
Well, yes, but from what I know, that could be a potential future.
Yeah. Because I
Because
think I
that,
was confused because you were
yes,
saying that
yes.
the Greys might be future humans.
Yes, from what TJ said, because I wanted to ask TJ, and TJ, I sometimes say it's TJ, but TJ connects with all the elders, right? And then sometimes I forget who he's talking to. But anyways, from the gist of it, okay, this is what from the gist of it, right? Is that's why the humans are sending things from the future back. Because
Ah,
yeah, so it may be from various timelines. It may be from the humans having, this tragic timeline where maybe the virus vaccines mutate them, and then, they look like little tiny little gray guys, and then they
yeah,
go, oh, let's go back and send something back in time and say, don't do that.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's weird. So there are potential futures, right? So I'd rather not have those potential futures. So that's why I'm pushing towards Ryan's timeline,
yeah,
where we became created beings, where all the ascendants, and there's not many ascendants, there's like only like 15, 16 of us right now, but I'm pushing for us. Because why? Because Ryan said he needs all of us.
yeah,
And I'm not talking about the whole world. I'm talking about my group, because my group, the readings point to us all having high level red souls. And why? Because he could then use us for all the missions that he needs, because he's not only an engineer, but he become kind of like this Elon Musk type of guy, right?
yeah,
Well, because I send the wealth into the future. See what I'm saying? And I did it the right way, that he's able to become independent from the government. Okay. That's the new potential future. Isn't that weird? It's like self-correction on the 10th, 100th, 1,000th level, because I ask him what's going on. He'll let me know. And then he'll say, hey, he needs Andy's help, right? Or, hey, he's best friends with like Jerry's great granddaughter, right? And it's weird because I'm helping all these family lines because Ryan's telling me that he is friends with the person I'm helping now. Doesn't that blow your mind? It's like
Yeah.
it was meant to be, right? So basically, I'm helping like this new client, and her name is Jerry, right? And it's weird
Mhm.
because he said at like the beginning that he was friends with her great grandson. But later,
Yeah, that's amazing.
well, it's really weird. Now, something changed. She said she broke up with the boyfriend, right?
Hmm.
And then I go, oh, then the timeline changed. And then he said, yeah, that he's no longer his friend, but he's friends with her great granddaughter. And I go, it's a female now? It's weird. It's like
That's
if you
bizarre, but
change,
it
yeah,
makes sense.
if you change something, it changes something in the future, obviously, right? But
Yeah,
it's
but you
almost like,
just saw it happen there.
well, it's weird. It's almost like I keep asking him, if I do this, what happens to him? Get it? So it's
Yeah.
really cool. So if I do some energy work later, I'll go, how's the future change?
But that's like me when I asked about the person I'm
Yeah.
interested in, and TJ
Oh,
said, "Oh,
yes.
it's
Yes.
undecided because
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to push.
Yes.
There's a bit more freedom."
You asked
Hmm.
about the person, this girl that you were like attracted to, right?
Hmm.
And then you were kind of, I think you were kind of mildly going to do something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, TJ, his power is also like he can also adapt. Like he can, like you can also give him the variables, and he can also kind of tell you what is the future. Like that's his power. It's pretty crazy. And so when you said that,
Hmm.
he kind of noticed that you weren't really trying. See what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
when you try a little bit harder, guess what? Then maybe something more comes out of it.
Yeah.
And he can see that.
I'm just
Ain't
gonna
that
try
like
harder.
crazy? But
Yeah.
it's not crazy because
Mhm.
you're getting the feedback.
Yeah.
See, it's
Exactly.
almost,
Yeah.
well, you know how like when I'm doing energy work, I need your feedback, right? So it's like
Mhm.
that. But it's
Yeah.
almost
Exactly.
like I kind of wish like there's no time lag. See what I'm saying? Then I can like do it, and then Ryan would say, "Oh, it's done." But you know, there's still like the human condition. Like you can still change something, right? See
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And that may be good or maybe not good, right? Because
Yeah.
like in Jerry's case, you know, she broke up with the boyfriend, and
Mhm.
I guess she'll get another boyfriend. Well, hopefully, right? Then
Mhm.
Ryan will not have this friend that is a
Cool. Yeah.
great grand. Yes, it's weird, right? So I'm not really sure if it's all depending on like, is it so malleable that all of a sudden that if I ask again, it would be like somebody else? See what I'm saying? So I don't know. All I can do is do little tiny things that I know will make the future better. See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm not trying to change his future. I want his future. I want Ryan's future because he's telling me he's really good. He's an engineer. He basically recruited us, right? Our group, because we're red souls. We can withstand, you know, spaceship travel, time travel, because we're red souls. We're high level. And basically, we're immune to like all this, you know, bad radiation that comes from the time trips, right?
Yeah.
So he's telling me this stuff. I don't know this stuff, right? He's telling me. So then I go, okay, he's helping me. I'm going to help him. See what I'm saying? It's almost like, okay, I'm doing self correction now. Ain't that
Yeah.
weird? It's like he's telling me now, then I go, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to build the wealth energy and the luck energy for you because you are a great grandson of TJ, and I love you. I love TJ and I love you. Let's do something that I can do to make that future even more incredible, right? And then he say,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, it's helping." Wow. So,
Amazing.
well, it's really me. That's why I said we're gonna keep doing our energy work, right? And if something comes to your mind, let me know. You
Sure.
know, this is just coming to me, and then I'm gonna try this. You know, and the final part is obviously is going to be a good outcome or a bad outcome, but I'm always optimistic, right? So I'm always going to be, you know, trying things that I think is good for us, right?
Great.
So I think that's it. Is there anything else, Morgan?
No, I believe that's it. I'll leave some of the other stuff to the next talk show.
Yeah, so on the next talk show, I think it's actually about your past, about where you came from,
Yeah.
and Wow, you've got some really good question. I'm looking at the questions, and we can even add more because like
Sure.
you're doing some really incredible stuff on what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I've
So
got some questions. Yeah, definitely. I'll share
yeah,
them too.
yeah. So maybe we could bring those to the
Like
next
we
show
could
too.
find out what the supernatural stuff has changed for me as
Yeah,
well.
we can ask that and maybe see if there's a future Morgan that appears. If there is,
Yeah. Okay.
then my theory is right on the money. What I've been doing is
Yeah.
making it so that I'm not the only creator, pre-creator level. Like what the
Yeah. Maybe
pre-creator
that's why
is.
I was meant to meet you as well.
Well, I'm thinking it's all self-correction. Like in
Yeah.
the end, I'm thinking this is all about self-correction. Like you could do something or you could sit on your butt and do nothing.
Yeah.
And what happens when you sit on your butt and do nothing? It's called soul death. And
Yeah.
if you think it's bullshit, then let's see what happens. I would say like then do nothing, right? But I'm the guy, I've always done things. I've always like tried to like move forward, right? So I think that's it, Morgan.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys again on the next show. We're gonna build up for another great show. So I hope you guys love the show. So like us, subscribe to us, share our stuff because we got more stuff coming. So Morgan, what do you got?
Yeah, I've got some music in my channel, Fantastic. So I'm sure there'll be a link in the description. You could just listen to that. I'm going to be working on new music and maybe even boosting my energy work one day to even be better at it. So stay tuned, guys, and check
Yeah.
out the binaural beats too. They're awesome.
Yeah, check out my beats. I've got some new channel stuff which is gonna knock your socks off, and more stuff coming in the next show. Hope to see
Stay
you
tuned,
guys in
guys.
the next show. Yeah, take care. Divine blessings.
Divine blessings, guys. Bye bye.
Bye now.
Please like, please share, and please subscribe to our channel.
Please like, please share, and please subscribe to our channel.